The United States has the most powerful military in the world, and the U.S. Navy is a major tool for this superpower. The American Navy is more technologically advanced and far-reaching than any in the world. But one group in particular stands out: the enormous and powerful armada of the 7th Fleet. Nearly 30,000 men and women operate 70 ships and submarines and over 150 aircraft across the waters of the Western Pacific, from Australia to the Bering Strait. The 7th Fleet is the naval force responsible for patrolling the Indian Ocean, the South China Sea, the Sea of Japan, and the eastern borders of Russia. As the flagship fleet of the U.S. Navy, it has played a leading role in all conflicts since World War II. Today, the 7th Fleet patrols international waters and calls several foreign ports home. How and when did the 7th Fleet form? What role has the 7th Fleet played throughout history? And what is the 7th Fleet capable of today? Continue watching to find out. Batten down the hatches for this latest installment of Fierce, Fire, and Fury. The U.S. Navy established the 7th Fleet during World War II on March 15, 1943, when the Southwest Pacific Force commanded by General Douglas MacArthur was renamed. The vast majority of Royal Australian Navy ships were also part of 7th Fleet's World War II formation, participating in various naval actions throughout the war in the Pacific. 7th Fleet was part of the largest naval battle in history from October 23rd to the 26th, 1944, during the Battle of Leyte Gulf. There, American and Australian ships dueled the Imperial Japanese Navy as part of the American invasion of Leyte, a Japanese-occupied island in the Philippines. 300 Allied ships accompanied by 1,500 planes took on 70 Japanese ships and their 300 planes. The Americans and Japanese each had several fleets with different lines of command, making communication and coordination difficult for both sides. However, the Allies prevailed during the various battles in the Leyte Gulf and succeeded in cutting off lucrative supply lines to the Imperial Navy and Army. The 7th Fleet became the tip of the spear of the U.S. Navy during World War II and has participated in all major maritime conflicts since, including operations in Korea, Vietnam, and the Persian Gulf. In Korea, a 7th Fleet aircraft carrier launched the first operational Navy fighter jet, and 7th Fleet amphibious ships conducted troop landings during the Battle of Incheon. In Vietnam, 7th Fleet operated from the Gulf of Tonkin, which led to the 7th Fleet earning the comedic moniker Tonkin Gulf Yacht Club. There, 7th Fleet commanded various operations, including carrier-based airstrikes, naval gunship support, amphibious landings, reconnaissance, and sea mining. In the Gulf War of 1990 and 91, 7th Fleet traveled to the Persian Gulf from its port in Japan and assumed command of all U.S. naval forces. The legendary 7th Fleet armada of 130 ships joined an additional group of 50 Allied ships to conduct operations off the coast of Iraq and Kuwait after the Iraqi military invaded Kuwait. While in the Persian Gulf, 7th Fleet Commander Admiral Huntington Hardesty oversaw U.S. naval operations of the largest fleet of ships operating together since World War II. Today, 7th Fleet is the largest forward-deployed U.S. naval fleet. It is made up of about 70 warships, many of which operate from U.S. naval bases located in Japan and the island of Guam. 7th Fleet's various task forces include surface combat ships known as destroyers and cruisers, patrol and reconnaissance ships, logistics support ships, submarines, amphibious and expeditionary ships, sea mining ships, and of course, the mighty American aircraft carriers. Now, let's look at some of the notable vessels that make up this enormous marine force. The USS Blue Ridge is the flagship of 7th Fleet and command central for the admiral in charge. Its primary functions are to command and control the entire fleet, in addition to providing communications, computerized support, and intelligence services. When Blue Ridge was deployed in 1969, it carried the most advanced computer system available at the time and became known as the best ship in the entire fleet. It is still in active service today and is stationed in Japan. Carrier Strike Group 5 of 7th Fleet is led by the USS Ronald Reagan. This Nimitz-class supercarrier is powered by a nuclear reactor that heats water to produce steam and move a turbine connected to the carrier's propeller. The Ronald Reagan carries 90 aircraft, including the FA-18 Super Hornet and EA-18 Growler fighter jets, E-2 Hawkeye early warning radar aircraft, C-2 Greyhound passenger and cargo transport aircraft, and Seahawk multipurpose helicopters. Ronald Reagan uses a steam-powered catapult system to launch aircraft from its deck and an arresting cable recovery system to catch the planes when they land. Its angled flight deck allows planes to take off and land without risk of collision. Ronald Reagan protects itself with Sea Sparrow missiles designed to stop supersonic anti-ship missiles and aircraft, infrared-seeking rolling airframe missiles that lock on to enemy targets, and rapid-fire rotary cannons used against nearby threats. 7th Fleet also consists of several guided missile destroyers. These enormous vessels are 510 feet long and displace over 9,500 tons. They carry a wide range of anti-aircraft and anti-ship guided missiles, as well as Tomahawk torpedoes for use against submarines. The cruisers are also equipped with either 54 or 62 caliber lightweight guns that can fire 5-inch shells at a rate of 20 per minute. Their main mission is to protect the command ship and aircraft carriers, as well as serve as escorts for the fleet while maneuvering. Finally, 7th Fleet has 3 types of submarines in its group of 10 nuclear-powered subs. The ballistic missile submarines are capable of firing submarine-launched ballistic missiles with nuclear warheads. The fast-attached submarines typically carry Tomahawk torpedoes and Harpoon cruise missiles to defend against ships, submarines, or other unfriendly adversaries. These hunter-killers are agile and run silent underwater, making it easy to sneak up on and sink enemy combatants before they know the submarine is even there. The third type, cruise missile submarines, are capable of launching a larger number of missiles than the fast attack type, but have the same general speed and maneuverability characteristics. After learning about the mighty United States 7th Fleet, we want to know your opinion. Do you think this armada lives up to its reputation as the most powerful in the world? What are your favorite vessels in the 7th Fleet? Drop your perspectives in the comments section below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on exhilarating content. Thank you very much for joining us for this video. See you next time on Fierce, Fire, and Fury.